possibility of transporting returning overseas workers into the country anytime soon. These developments give Filipinos some flickers of hope. But how fast can the ECQ provide drastic changes in the number of cases and the number of fatalities? We discuss in this episode of The Chiefs. Well, welcome to this special edition of The Chiefs, and with me right now are Amy Pamintuan of the Philippine Star and Luchi Cruz-Valdes, the chief of News 5. Welcome back, and it's almost a weekend.
Oo nga. Ayan ka naman. Hindi naman ako lang. Kahit man. Yan ang bati na. Happy weekend. Wishful thinking.
Glass empty, half full lang naman yun eh. But anyway, look at the bright side. There are indications. There are indications that we might have a more liberal, extended, enhanced quarantine for NCR and Calabarzon and so on down the line by the end of the month. Kasi with the pronouncement kanina ng IATF of recommendations, mukhang nagluluwag dun sa several sectors and industries eh, even for the ECQ areas.
Pero mahigpit pa rin. Pero at least yung mga GCQ areas, medyo madadagdagan daw. 9 provinces yata, medyo luluwagan na.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parang hindi klaro yung yan. Hindi ko maintindihan kung after May 30 yan or April 30. Hindi klaro yun eh.
May 1.
Provinces, April 30. Tayo, Metro Manila, huling-huli tayo. Tayo
Extended pa rin, diba? Yeah. So, alam ko hindi sila magluluwag.
In fact, magla-lockdown pa naman si Isko ng 4 districts. Ang dalawang
Cruz, San Andres,
Yeah. Kaya nga.
Pero yung recommendation kasi ang recommendation ng IATF, there are some sectors within the ECQ na papayagan, for example, yung I think dental services and so on down the line. Siyempre, mas liberal pa rin yung GCQ. But again, these are just recommendations eh. In the end, wala pa rin yung final word from the IATF.
Pero may mga nakikita na akong construction na nagre-resume ha.
Kami katabing na namin, nag-resume eh.
Yeah. Kahit dito sa Rose Boulevard, meron na rin. So at least nagkakatrabaho na naman uli yung mga tao. No?
Yeah.
Dapat payagan na nila.
Yung barberia daw.
May nahanap na nila eh.
Alam mo,
marami na dito, no?
Ako may uka ako dito kasi ako yung nagbabawas ng buko. May uka ako dito sa side. Anyway, we shouldn't be talking about this.
Nag-homemade coloring na.
At pinag-uusapan na natin yung returning to normal, di ba?
I know.
As well as the new normal. Harry Roque calls it the new normal, yung nasa GCQ after April 30. That will be the new normal until we have vaccine. So baka isang taon yan mahigit yung new normal ng GCQ.
Makahabang buhay na kaya mga yan. Yung iba dyan, baka maglalama. Oo. Diba?
Parang ako rin. Feeling ko permanente na yun eh.
Yeah, marami dyan permanente. Parang yung effect nung terrorist attack sa New York. Di ba? It's our life. Hindi mo bago yung mga security measures.
Yes.
Ako rin.
Although we don't really know kasi, di ba? I'm sure during the Spanish flu they were saying na things will never be the same, and then after a few years things went back to the same situation.
Pero ngayon natatakot sila baka may mag-emerge na naman ang bilis-bilis eh.
Yeah, that's true.
Kaya may nag-i-emerge new
second wave. Anyway, okay. Our guest tonight, our first one, is from the DSWD, and here to discuss, especially the funding for is Director Irene Dumlao. Welcome, Irene. Hello.
Hi, ma'am.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening,
Okay.
Luchi. Good evening, Ma'am Ana, and good evening, Sir Ed, and to all your followers. Good evening.
Ano ba talaga ang lowdown on the funding? Kasi sinabi ni Secretary Bautista, although personal opinion niya, na parang running short on funds raw.
Well, para po doon sa implementation ng Social Amelioration Program na kasama naman po sa Republic Act 11469 at gayon din po sa Joint Memorandum Circular. At doon din naman po sa pondo na inilaan para sa implementation ng Social Amelioration Program, we have 200 billion pesos para sa emergency subsidies ng 18 million low-income families. And the program will run for 2 months. That is for April and May. And so far, patuloy naman po yung pagbibigay natin ng tulong or ng assistance to the target beneficiaries of the Social Amelioration Program.
Did you have to supplement it in view of an extended PCQ?
Well, ang pinag-uusapan po ngayon, Ma'am Luchi, is yung doon sa mga left out or the eligible beneficiaries were not included in the original list of target beneficiaries. Ito po yung na-identify ng mga local government units who are also eligible and sila rin po yung lubos naman na naapektuhan. But dahil nga po doon sa hindi sila naipasama doon sa 18 million, ay umapila sila sa kanilang mga local social welfare development officers. And this is the list that we are now discussing with our economic managers for for budgetary consideration.
So hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin final yung list. Kasi kagabi, parang sinabi ni Presidente, bigyan na lahat. Basta hindi pa nakakatanggap, magpunta na kayo sa mayor nyo, magpunta na kayo sa barangay chairman nyo, sabihin nyo na para mabigyan. So, ano ba talaga yung procedure?
Well, Ma'am Luchi, yung pong 18 million na eligible beneficiaries, ito po yung na-identify na natin yung 4-piece beneficiaries. And then the remaining, itong 4-piece beneficiaries natin, 4.2 million po ito. And then the remaining 13.8, ito po yung in-identify ng mga local government units. And as of today naman po, ongoing yung isinasagawa na payout or distribution of the emergency subsidies. Dahil nga po, we have already transferred of more than 80 billion pesos to the local government units. And the local tranche, for the first tranche po, yes, Ma'am Luchi. And the local government units are actually conducting their respective payouts. And if you would allow me, I would just like to share that as of April 28, more than 8.3 million beneficiaries nationwide have already received their emergency subsidies, and that accounts to more than 43 billion under the Social Amelioration Program.
Sorry, ma'am, you got choppy there. How many million? 8.3 million?
Well, in total po, Sir Ed, 8.3 million beneficiaries have already been served, and that accounts to more than 43 billion pesos already.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, but I suppose people are also wondering how come Secretary Bautista is worried about running low on funds when government has only released so far the first tranche, the first month, at even yun po, hindi pa na-disburse not even half by the LGUs to the beneficiaries. Kasi while you released already, the LGUs have released 8.3 funds for 8.3 million families, the target is 18 something million families all in all. So that's mga 40% pa lang po ang nabibigyan dun sa first tranche.
Tama po kayo, Sir Ed. If you could recall, ang DSWD po, nagpalabas tayo ng memorandum circular o ng guidelines kung sinasabi po natin that the eligible beneficiaries na hindi po napasama doon sa 18 million ay maaari pong umapila sa kanila pong local social welfare development officers. At ito nga po yung listahan na ihahanapan po natin pondo, considering that they were not included in the 18 million and of course in the 200 billion budget.
Director Dumlao, marami pang nag-a-appeal ng mga naririnig niyo ba ako?
Yes po, Ma'am Ana.
Marami pang nag-a-appeal na na masama sila dyan, saka marami pang complaints. Ngayon, sinabihan nila ng Malacanang yung mga LGUs today na they have only 3 days left to distribute all the aid na nirelease sa kanila. Anong participation ng DSWD doon? Ang sabi ng mga LGU, kulang daw yung assistance nila. In the identification, nahihirapan daw sila. Saka yung iba naman na nag-identify na, kulang naman daw yung binigay ng DSWD at ng national government. Kaya ba yun in 3 days? That's about Thursday.
Yes, Ma'am Ana. Ang DSWD field office po kasi nakapag-transfer na ng funds sa mga local government units. And the local government units are responsible in distributing the emergency subsidies to their target beneficiaries. And with our close coordination with the Department of Interior and Local Government, we were informed na po na nagkaroon ng direktiba ang ahensya to the local government units to expedite the distribution process and to ensure that the first tranche of the social amelioration fund will be released to their constituents before the month of April ends.
Nakaka-liquidate ba yung mga LGU, ma'am? Kasi di ba dapat mag-liquidate muna bago sila bigyan ng pangalawang tranche?
Tama po kayo, Ma'am Luchi. Nakasaad din po sa ating umiiral na panuntunan that prior to the release of the second tranche, kinakailangan pong mag-release o mag-submit ang local government units ng...
Nakaka-comply ba sila? Nakaka-comply ba?
As of today, Ma'am Luchi, we have yet to receive liquidation reports from local government units who have already completed their distribution of the emergency.
So paano yan?
Tayo po ay naniniwala naman that the local government units can comply with the directive given to them by the DILG.
Wala kayong yung rules para lang ma-disperse na at mag-distribute.
Yes, Ma'am Luchi. Dahil nga po na i-transfer na po ng DSWD yung funds sa local government units, nakasaad din po kasi doon sa memorandum of agreement that we forged with the local government units that they should be able to complete the payout in the specified period of time. And with the directive nga po of the DILG, we think that, we believe that the local government units can adhere to the directive.
Pero kumpleto na ba yung list nila? Yung list ng beneficiaries, complete na ba? Kasi yun ang pinaka-importante doon, paano nilang mako-complete yung trabaho nila kung yung listahan nga nila kulang-kulang.
Tama po, Ma'am Ana. Ang mga local government units have already identified their target beneficiary. And what is going on for coordination with the DILG? Dahil nga po nagpalabas sila ng direktiba in directing all local government units to post the names of the eligible beneficiaries in the barangay halls. Ang maganda po dito, the entire community is now involved in invalidating the list. And dahil po dito, masisiguro natin that those included as recipients of the program are those who are really in need and those who really belong to the low income or the informal economy sectors.
Okay. Director, paano yung mga informal sector, especially now na luluwag na ng konti at baka payagan na raw yung ibang mga negosyo, paano yung mga yun? May funds ba for them?
Para naman po doon sa mga kabilang sa informal economy sector, sila rin naman po ay identified o sila po ay kabilang dito sa social amelioration program. They belong to the target beneficiaries. And sila po yung binibigyan natin ng assistance at present.
Pero walang special fund for them para ma-rebuild nila yung kanilang mga fishball cards and stuff, no? Raw materials. Meron ba?
Actually, Ma'am Luchi, yan po yung pinag-uusapan ngayon ng mga National Program Management Offices ng DSWD dahil pinag-iisipan rin po natin yung recovery phase nitong crisis. Kabilang na po dyan yung pagpo-provide ng livelihood assistance grants, particularly for the economic recovery and rehabilitation of the livelihoods of those families who have been affected dahil nga po dito sa implementation of it.
So hiwalay pa yun.
Yes po, Ma'am Luchi, at gaya nga po ng nabanggit ko, kasalukuyan po itong pinag-uusapan at the guidelines ay kasalukuyan din po fino-formulate para po sa implementation.
Can you give us an idea kung mga magkano yun, kung sakali?
Well, at present, Ma'am Luchi, I'm sorry I cannot provide you with the figures yet dahil ang ating mga program managers are currently discussing this matter.
Pero siguro more than 5 to 8,000, no? Which is what the SAP is. Kaya sana doblehin man lang or something. Kasi negosyo eh. No?
Tama po kayo. Yes, what you have mentioned is actually being considered by our program managers.
All right.
What do you think is the okay. Ma'am, but what do you think is the choke point or the source of the delay dun sa distribution ng SAP? Now, I understand that the funds have been released in first tranche, have been released to the LGUs, but I'm certain that the DSWD is also concerned that talagang mabagal po yung distribution kasi we're almost past the first month and not even half of the families targeted have been given the financial assistance. Sabi nga nila, paano kung patay na yung kabayo, ano gagawin sa damo? And I'm certain the DSWD has also looked into the problem. What do you think is the choke point? Is it the requirements is it the requirements that we are asking for beneficiaries, or is it the list? Or is it just too much money in too little time?
Well, Sir Ed, on the part of DSWD, we have revisited and reviewed our guidelines. Kung kaya nga po, 2 weeks ago, we have issued a new memorandum or a new set of guidelines kung saan
Yung validation. Opo.
Yeah, the validation of the beneficiary.
Post-validation na lang.
Validation na lang po. But on the part naman po of the local government units, well, based on the reports that we have received, ang isa sa mga challenges po nila ay yung pong limitation on the manpower. Napakalaki po yung sinuserve nila, no? Napakarami po ng mga beneficiaries na kailangan po nilang bigyan ng assistance. And we recognize po that they do not have sufficient manpower to distribute yung pong subsidies. But with the intensified and strengthened coordination between the local government units, the DSWD, and the other agencies of the government, including AFP and PNP, sinisiguro po natin na mas ma-expedite pa yung process of the distribution.
Okay, hindi pa
One more question.
But reserve that after the gap. Hindi pa po tayo tapos with Director Irene Dumlao. Stay right there. We will be back. Akala ko tapos na ako.
2 minutes po.
2 minutes? You are watching The Chiefs, and still with us is DSWD Director or spokesperson, Director Irene Dumlao. Ma'am, thank you for staying with us. Well, I'll get back to my question a while ago. Earlier, you said that the DSWD is considering increasing or expanding the number of beneficiaries kasi nga yung 18 million may mga umaapela pa. I'm wondering lang how much leeway are you considering in expanding the number of families na magbe-benefit? Kasi I think now we're at 24 million family, Filipino families. So meron ka pang 6 million na possibly, at least potentially, pwedeng pag-expandan ng SAP. On the other hand naman, you have proposals, for example, from Congressman Joey Salceda na pwede nilang gawing universal yung relief para simple ang buhay at wala nang gulo doon sa sinong pwede, sinong hindi. For example, 1,000 or 2,000 for every Filipino. There are those proposals, and some of them make sense to other people.
Well, first of all, Sir Ed, we respect any proposition coming from our honorable legislators. And of course, tayo naman po in the executive department will implement any legislative action that they may pass. Dito sa DSWD currently, what we are implementing is the program nga po that caters to 18 million families who belong to the informal sector and who are low income. And we are given 200 billion pesos to implement that. Katanungan nyo kung how many families are we targeting or how many families are we projecting to include in the social amelioration program. As of now, Sir Ed, I cannot provide the exact figures as the DILG has instructed all local government units to submit yung po kanilang additional list of beneficiaries. And we will be validating yung kung sinumite ng mga local government units to ensure lang po that the identified beneficiaries are not existing recipients or beneficiaries of other DSWD programs.
Director Dumlao, yung several groups of senior citizens are appealing na maisama daw, karamihan daw sa kanila hindi naisama dito sa SAP. May pag-asa ba yung request nila?
Well, Ma'am Ana, unang-una po, we would like to remind everyone that kung the DSWD really endeavors to provide assistance to everyone, particularly the sector that we are serving. Isa na nga po yan yung sektor ng mga senior citizens. Pangalawa po, ang social amelioration program, unit of assistance po niyan ay per family and not per individual. And kung kaya nga po, yung mga citizens who are members of a family, ina-assess din po natin kung ano po yung status or circumstances of the entire family. Because it could be, Ma'am Ana, na a senior citizen nga in a family, but the other members of the family naman po ay earning income. No? So, as a result, hindi po mapapasama yung pamilya na yun kahit po may senior citizens na miyembro. Ganyan din.
Sige, go ahead, please.
We would like rin po to share to the public na ang DSWD naman po nag-implement ng social pension for indigent senior citizens. Kung saan po napamahagi tayo ng 500 pesos a month to each senior citizen na nag-qualify po doon sa guidelines natin on the social pension for indigent senior citizens.
Kumusta naman po yung implementation, ma'am? Kasi at the start of this program, sinabi ni Presidente, ayaw niyang gamitin yan for political patronage, ayaw niyang meron ng mga epal-epal. Have you encountered those cases sa implementation? Diba DSWD is helping monitor the distribution of the aid. Kumusta naman yung implementation?
Well, Ma'am Ana, gaya nga po ng sinasabi ng DSWD, we are strictly supervising the implementation of the social amelioration program. While we have partnered with the local government units, sinisiguro rin naman po natin na magiging maayos yung implementation ng SAP. Kung kaya nga po, we have instituted a grievance redress system where complaints of the public pertaining to the SAP implementation will be received by our operation center. It will be managed and the appropriate address or action will be accorded.
Director,
Okay.
ano ang senaryo pagkatapos ng ECQ? Tuloy pa rin ba yan ang SAP? Anong magiging mangyayari mo?
Yes, Ma'am Luchi, gaya nga po ng nabanggit ko, base doon sa 1146 na ang social amelioration program will be implemented for 2 months. So ito po ay for the months of April and May. So granting po na isang areas ay malift na po yung ECQ existing guidelines mandate us to provide social amelioration emergency subsidy doon po sa mga beneficiaries sa mga lugar na yan.
Paano pag GCQ? Paano pag nagpatuloy yon? Titigil pa yan?
Yes, ganun din. Opo. But at present, Ma'am Luchi, nag-uusap po ngayon yung technical working group dahil nga po doon sa naging pronouncement ni Presidente at ni Secretary Roque last week that some areas will be under GHQ and some areas will be under ECQ still. So ang guidelines po ay currently pinag-uusapan so that we know how to proceed with the implementation of SAP.
All right.
Okay. DSWD Director Irene Dumlao, ma'am, maraming salamat for joining us and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. And on behalf of the DSWD, we would like to thank your program for always providing us an opportunity to explain the public on what the department is doing. And before we finally say goodbye, we would like to ask for konting pangunawa pa sa publiko at sana po sa kooperasyon at pangunawa ng bawat isa ay maibigay po natin yung tulong sa ating kababayan na lubos na nangangailangan at apektuhan nito. Sama-sama po tayo magtulungan at sama-sama po tayo magtulungan. Magandang gabi.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. And Chiefs, now we bring in Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez, who also joins us live via, of course, StreamYard. Secretary Lopez is now coming online. Hi, sir.
Hi, Sec.
Good evening po, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, Sec.
Hello, Ms. Luchi,
Hi,
Ms.
sir.
Ann, Ms.
Yes.
Hi, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening,
Sir.
sir. Lahat.
Thank
you.
Kasi everybody's now talking about this new normal, whether it's GCQ or ECQ. But whatever the case is, new normal is still abnormal to most people, or if not to all people. What is new normal for the GCQ and what is new normal for the ECQ? What are we really looking at? We're hearing different versions, and we also have recommendations from the IATF kanina. So, what finally is it going to be?
So basically, the general community quarantine in areas na payagan pong mas maluwag ang pagka-quarantine will allow more sectors to operate. At doon naman sa ECQ, status quo po tayo. Doon sa mga allowable at yung hindi allowable. So syempre, mas maraming allowable under a general community quarantine. But what is common in both is that sa lahat po ng mag-ooperate ngayon ng mga business establishments, we are coming out with a new, tinatanong nyo po yung new normal, with a new guidelines para ma-maintain ang minimum health protocol standard. Yung bang ano ba yung mga gagawin dapat ng mga korporasyon, mga kumpanya, factory,
Yes.
at kahit anong opisina with respect to ensuring yung health standards sa kanilang mga operasyon. So yun po yung ilalabas nating guideline na kasama po ng DTI ang DOH at ang DOLE at para ho maglabas ng mga ganitong panukala with respect to workplace, safety and health, reducing transmission ng COVID, with respect also to minimizing contact rate and reducing the risk. So may mga like yun yung naririnig po natin at nadagdagan pa natin yung sa pag-entrance ay merong temperature scanner, merong hand washing and sanitizing and social distancing and many more. May roving patrol tayo to ensure social distancing, continuous disinfecting of yung mga places frequented by people, commonly touch buttons or let's say doorknobs, parating may disinfection na gagawin. May mga ganong klaseng minimum standards ay ipapairal po natin under the new business practice requirement.
Totoo bang yung mga restaurant sa mga malls, pwede lang daw mag-take out, hindi raw pwedeng kumain doon? Tama po yun?
Oho, sa hanggang ngayon po, yun po ho ang ating magiging standard I guess practice for the simple reason na yung social distancing, we're still trying to instill that. But down the road, again, sabi nga natin in the past, talagang ito pong measures na to is being calibrated, being opened up, calibrated because on the one hand, atin pong tinitingnan yung improvement sa health capacity, sa health indicators natin, in terms of infection rate, number of testing capacities. At yun po ang tinitingnan natin. And on the other hand, tinitingnan naman natin yung pagka-essential ng mga business activities. At ang in the end, binabawasan natin yung risk such that pag nag-open up tayo, ang pinaka-principle po ay we are managing the risk. So we operate, we allow more sectors to operate, but we have to ensure na hindi ma-compromise yung mga possible infection and transmission that can take place.
Actually, Sec, yung mga mall ang nakaka-worry, no? Kasi pambansang pasyalan yung mga yun eh. No? So, ang fear ng marami, baka magdagsaan doon. Hindi ko kaya mangyari yun?
Naalala nyo nung bago tayo nag-quarantine at nagkaroon na rin ng scare sa COVID, ang naging concern noong, naalala ko yun mga last week before March 15, ay ang naging concern, kumonti na yung tao kahit hindi pa pinagbabawalan nun. I think marami nang nag-ingat, marami ring natakot because of the emerging COVID-19 infection and transmission. So naging concern pa nga nun ay kumonti at ang mga tao at bumagal na rin yung negosyo sa malls. Kahit hindi pa wala pa tayong quarantine noon, naalala ko. So, ang expectation po ng marami, kaya humihingi ng tulong yung mga SMEs, ay even sa pagbubukas or pag-allow ng mga ilang stores, meron pa ring kabagalan na inaasahan, ina-expect sa mga negosyo. Kaya I think yung mga tao ay tingin po natin hindi magdadagsaan. May pag-iingat po ang nakikita naming behavior ng consumers moving forward until such time na tumaas ang consumer confidence and that will be based on siguro pag meron ng gamot, effective na medicines na ma-discover or vaccines na ma-develop. At doon pa lang medyo babalik tayo sa more normal situation. Hanggang
at saka sabi ni
malaking factor yung scare.
Saka Secretary, sabi ni Harry Roque, papatayin daw ang aircon.
Paiinitin daw yung aircon.
Para daw ang na tumapay.
Walang wifi.
Is that something?
Yun, tataasan daw yung
Yung thermostat.
Papatayin ng wifi.
Saka walang wifi. Secretary Lopez, ikaklaro ko lang. May ikaklaro lang ako kasi in recent days, I've seen na parang bumabalik na yung ibang construction project sa Metro Manila. Saka merong mga ibang mga businesses na nagbubukas na dati naman hindi. Like mga services sector, mga hardware, mga vulcanizing. Meron bang easing of restrictions on certain businesses sa activities?
Actually,
Sa construction, public works.
Actually sa construction, I think it was allowed lang last week yung some repair and maintenance ng roads ng DPWH. But not really the build, not the major construction projects. But in the general community quarantine, all the projects there ng construction na essential ay ina-allow na no, sa general community quarantine. But under ECQ, hindi pa ho. But there is a pending request na i-reconsider yung stand ng IATF with respect to construction, lalo na kung the construction companies of these mga build projects na very critical, if they can assure yung tinatawag nga nating minimum health protocol standards, no? At kunwari, i-house sila sa isang barracks na mas very decent at may social distancing, may sanitation, may frequent check-up, mga ganon ba? So, yun po yung mga consideration para maibalik man lang yung construction. And of course, gusto naman nating maibalik sila talaga para mas may trabaho na ang mga ating kababayan. Ang talagang pumipigil lang ay yung health question, yung transmission question and the risk. Kaya talagang napaka-delicate balance po ito.
In fact, medyo malakas yung lobby to resume the construction, lalo na sa public works, dahil wala nga daw traffic ngayon. Even from the public. Saka sinasabi nila, kung yung kumpanya naman, malalaking kumpanya, pwede siguro nilang i-house kahit sa yung mga yung mga maliliit na hotel para sa mga worker nila. So kung gano'n, baka naman pwedeng ituloy na, hindi ba medyo malakas na kahit man lang May 1, umpisahan na in earnest. Mga construction na yun.
Sa totoo lang po, diniskaso namin yung hapon and there is another discussion tomorrow para again ma-reconsider request ng construction sector alang-alang sa mga trabahador na mabigyan uli ng trabaho. And at the same time nga, kung mabigyan ng kasiguraduhan with respect to yung health, maintaining health practices. So, titingnan mo natin, pag-uusapan uli yan.
How about yung sa cargo operations? Ma-expand kasi nakikita namin, marami nandito kasi export area. Dumadami na nga yung mga truck, yung shipping containers. Pero syempre, mababa pa rin yung volume. Anong parameters niya para maging lalong tumaas yung movement of
cargo? Kaya po nakikita natin yung biglang pagdami noon kasi mga 2 weeks ago naglabas tayo nung joint administrative order na talagang kinumpel natin mga importers, consignees to pull out yung mga containers nila dahil na-observe namin na iipon na sa loob ng port. Kaya ngayon, dahil naglabas tayo ng panukala na yon such that after 7 days, pag hindi pinull out, i-consider abandon, may mga penalties. So, nag-prioritize na ngayon, nag-pull out na kaya nag-normalize na ang port operation. And natanggal na yung congestion na ina-avoid talaga nating mangyari nung mga 2 weeks ago. So, kaya marami kayong nakitang mga movement ngayon ng cargo. But as you know, during the ECQ, inalaw naman po yung cargo movement para hindi tayo magkaroon talaga ng mga food shortage.
Sir, paano yung mga small and medium enterprises? Anong mga bibigyan mo ng priority?
Okay, so tama ho yung tanong nyo na yung kanina i-connect ko dun sa malls, no, na hindi ko yata nasagot mabuti. Yung sa malls kasi, dahil under the GCQ, i-open pa yung mga iba pang tindahan and as you know, sa malls, karamihan mga tindahan doon brand by SMEs. So, kung yung mga activities po nila sa under GCQ, mas marami na hong allowed. For example, the retailing, no, ng mga even ng non-essentials or sabihin sa iba essentials din, like clothing, accessories, basta non-leisure yung activity ay i-allow na sa malls. Kunwari yung laundry services din, pati hardware. Dati ho kasi bawal din yung even under ECQ bawal yung hardware store itself. Inalaw lang po yung inalaw lang yung hardware sa delivery. Again, following lang the principle na less movement ng tao para walang masyadong lalabas. Delivery na lang ito kasama ng mga ibang allowable deliveries ng pagkain at essential products. So dinagdag na ang pet food, ang hardware, essential products for emergency purposes.
Pero ang worry po nila ay baka naman, kasi syempre magbabayad sila ng lease, no? For the space. Pero at the same time, bababa yung consumption. Kasi syempre yung demand will remain low. So ano po kayang tulong ang participating sa ngayon?
Oo. How we wish we can mandate yung total waiting, yung hindi na babayaran. But well, fortunately, there are the bigger malls, the Ayala, SM, Robinson, on their own nagde-declare sila ng waiver ng rental payment. So hopefully for those businesses located in those commercial establishments, na we waive yung kanilang renta. So maganda ho yun. Pero dun sa mga ibang location at hindi winave yung rental, ang na-mandate naman po sa batas, at least yung grace period, yung pag-defer ng payment. Kasi yun ang advice din sa atin ng the Department of Justice Secretary Ibarra na pwede nating i-mandate ang pag-deferment, pero yung pag-libre, yung pag-waive, we can only encourage or enjoin. So kaya po yun ang naging polisiya ng IATF.
Are you still there?
And yun, meron tayong memo circular on that one na deferment pagdating sa rental, pero voluntary yung waiver.
Yeah. Okay. Sir, what about you?
Well, Sec,
Maraming nagsasabi na bubuksan na rin daw, papayagan na rin daw ang mga operations. Totoo ba yun?
Ang alin po? Ang?
Pogo operations.
Oo, meron hong request ngayon na pinag-aaralan. Kasi ang argument naman po ay hindi sila, ibig sabihin, ma-instill yung health standard at para silang BPO. In effect, online lang naman yung business. So, under study po, may mga request nga po na gano'n at pinag-aaralan po following the principle ng BPO.
But of course, VP Lenny has expressed her objection to it, saying na hindi yata maganda na inuuna pa yun. Ano pong masasabi niyo ron?
Anyway, pag-aaralan pa ho, so wala pa ho akong mako-comment doon. Hindi pa naman ho natin sinasabing gano'n.
Well, Sec, as you said a while ago, it is a tough balancing act. But even with a more liberal GCQ, you would still expect, I suppose, businesses to take a significant hit. I mean, restaurants, kung puro takeout lang yan, they may have to let go of a lot of waiters and so on down the line. So employees and the businesses would be taking a hit. Have you recalibrated and recalculated yung losses to business and to industry under this new normal, yung may GCQ at may konti pang ECQ?
Yes, the program we are reconsidering, tulad ho nung, actually this morning we had that long meeting, and it's like a Congress hearing because we're working with the Congress, with the House of Representatives now, to study other support for the SMEs, because the current support being given now, as you've heard in the past, yung DOLE nagbigay sa mga wage ng mga workers,
yung camp
employed in informal, and pati yung sa formal sector na mga, and then sa DOF nagbigay din ng around 51 billion sa wage subsidies din ng mga workers sa formal sector. So ang walang support na binibigay pa ay doon sa mga SMEs mismo, yung micro SMEs. Kaya doon naman yung DTI ay merong program on the pondo sa pagbabago pag-asenso, or what we call P3. Pero yun na yung 1 billion lang para dito sa mga micro and small.
1 billion na, sir?
We need more 1 billion pesos. So,
Di ba, sir, malit yun?
Kaya ngayon, ang ginagawa namin program, para talagang ma-support yung pati medium and pati yung mga large na naapektuhan talaga rin ng ano ngayon, no, ng situation. Kaya we are actually we've developed a program with the DBP Land Bank na mas lakihan yung pondo, something like 30 billion ang portfolio that can be lent out also to the SME. So pandagdag yon. And then sa Congress, nag-aaral po sila that there is also another proposal. I will let them announce the number, but we're talking of support even to the manufacturing.
Sec.
Wala yata si Sec.
Secretary, baka nabuso ng load.
Nabusan ng load.
Ah,
Nawala si Sec.
Oh, unfortunately, we lost Secretary. Maybe you can get him back. Sayang, hindi pa siya tapos. He was only beginning to talk about yung packages, the packages for businesses in industry. Medyo, I think he's coming back now.
Bumalik na.
Yun. Hi, Sec.
Okay.
Hi, sir. Naputo kay sir.
So,
Yes, sir. You were talking about the 1 billion and the 30 billion.
For the SMEs.
hello?
Sir, can you hear us, sir?
For the SMEs.
Sir, can you hear us? Sir, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hi,
Sir, can you hear us, sir? Sir, if you can hear us, thumbs up.
Hindi.
No.
Hindi tayo naririnig. Tatanong ko rin sana yung ano.
Senator Urbani.
Oo. Meron silang inilabas
Sir, can you hear us?
Wala yung audio. I cannot hear you.
Nawala yung audio.
Okay.
Meron siyang
No,
mga...
si Sec was just talking about, di ba, 1 billion initially, tama ba? If I got it right, 1 billion initially for to get these businesses back on track. But they're also looking at a proposed 30 billion fund pa coming from, I think, was it Bangko Central that he was talking about? Among other things. So they're still sourcing the funds, but they're digging up some money.
Well, at least nagre-recommenda sila mukhang at least encouraging na may recommendation sila, DTI is recommending yung sector.
Pero yung 1 billion, maliit yung 1 billion.
Maliit.
Nagulat ako dun. And considering that these are businesses that will employ people who need the money too.
Oo nga. Siguro magkapit tayo para maibalik natin siya, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sige. Aaron, if we can, let's go into gap. We'll try to get Secretary Ramon Lopez back online. I suppose we'll just pause for a break, so please stay with us. Don't go away.
Welcome back to this special edition of The Chiefs. We're still with Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez. Secretary Mon, malapit na tayong matapos eh. One last question kasi we're all talking about SMEs. Paano naman yung malalaking kumpanya? They're saying sila yung nagbibigay ng jobs to our people. Ano yung mga incentive? Alam ko meron silang mga tax incentives, but from the DTI, on the part of the DTI, kasi magsisegue tayo later to the businessmen. From the DTI, ano kaya ang pwedeng assistance sa big business?
Okay. So meron hong proposal ngayon.
Nawala uli si Secretary Mon.
Nawala ulit. Ako, baka tumatawag ulit. May tumatawag ulit.
Tumatawag ulit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, para dito sa support ng business in general, hindi lang sa SMEs, there's also a proposal in the House initiated by Congresswoman Stella Kimbo and Congressman Joey Salceda and Chair Sharon Garin, West Gatchalian, na masuportahan yung manufacturing and other medium to large companies as well. Kasi as you know, they account for more than 30% then of the employment. Doon naman po ay tutulungan ang bibigyan ng support, I think something like in the vicinity of 60 to 70 billion pesos ang proposal para ho in terms of modernizing, giving them again mga concessional loans so that they can keep their employees, they can buy the raw materials again, the working capital para ma-resume yung negosyo kasi presumably malaking drain sa cash din nila yung paghinto ng negosyo at the same time may mga fixed cost sila na binabayaran. So kaya talagang kailangan din talagang pang jumpstart yung loans for them. Anyway, these are all loans na babayaran din. So ganun din ang plano for SMEs and also for medium and large.
Baka may last word kayo, Secretary Mon, sa business community natin. Lahat nag-aalala ngayong panahon eh. The times are so uncertain.
It's really a challenging period talaga, this unprecedented. So we just hope that our business sector will continue to hang on and maintain at least yung employees nila. At government is trying really to find ways na mapondohan sila para ma-maintain man lang yung employment. Very important po yun. And that they can restart again the business. So we're preparing all this fund support for the business sector. At the same time, yung dun sa mga micro SMEs din, we've kasama dito sa bill na pinag-usapan about another 10 billion that will help them in terms of technical assistance, helping them change the business model into online para mas dumami yung e-commerce, panibagong modelo rin para sa mga SMEs na napansin natin, dumami rin ngayong panahon ng COVID, naka-quarantine lahat, dumami yung delivery services, online platform, kaya yun yung mga itutulong pa natin moving forward. And again, as mentioned, para sa working capital and mga pag-maintain ng employees. Yan po yung maibibigay natin moving forward na hopefully makapasa ho sa Congress and of course yung sa executive with the DBM mabigay din yung mga pondo na yun. And then yun lang po mag-cooperate para ho masolve na natin itong problema na ito at mawala na yung mga transmission and infection at tumulong po sila sa pagtaas din ng PCR test capacity kasi kanina kausap namin yung business sector and everybody is doing their respective investments then sa testing capacity. Aside for their employees, yung PCR test, aside para sa employee nila, in fact, they're doing it right now, para rin i-offer nila sa public pagkatapos na yung sa employees nila. So, easily, dun sa bilang po namin, I think we might be able to do more than 20,000, 30,000 tests per day with the government and private sector helping together. So pag mataas yung testing capacity natin, pwedeng mas hopefully mapaaga yung lifting ng mga quarantines.
Okay. Trade and Industry Secretary Ramon Lopez, marami pong salamat sa
Thank you, sir.
sa Chiefs
Salamat.
Hihingi po kami ng
Thank you
reaction.
po, the chiefs.
Thank you. Hihingi po kami ng reaction sa business community. We will segue now to our next guest, Mr. Henry Lim Bon Liong of the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry Incorporated. Mr. Henry Lim Bon Liong, welcome to the Chiefs po. Salamat po, alam namin na medyo mahirap ngayong panahon. Can you hear us, sir? Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Naririnig.
Mr. Henry, good evening po.
Good evening, sir.
We can't hear him.
Oo nga, we can't hear him. Meron, hindi rin tayo narinig. Meron din marami pang mga sayang, ano? Marami pang mga recommendation yung yung Federation, Chinese Federation.
Yeah.
And,
If you want, let's go through the recommendations first before he comes online para the viewers are familiar with it.
15-point recommendation.
sige, umpisahan mo na, Ed.
Okay. Number one, sustain and fast-track infrastructure nationwide. I think they're beginning that already. At least dun sa EDSA, meron na nakaprada mga yung pag-ingin ginagamit sa reblocking, among other things. Yeah. And possibly, yung mga GCQ, baka possibly yung build, baka masimulan din. But let's see. Number two is aid in different forms to various sectors, wage subsidies and grants. These two, ginagawa na rin now to a degree. Meron kang social immunization program, meron kang tupad, meron kang camp, meron kang camp, and so on down the line. Okay, Number three is strengthening economic diplomacy. I suppose that means gathering...
Kanino? Yun ang
kanino.
Kanino?
And at what terms?
More China, syempre. Kasi Chinese chambers No?
Sige, okay.
Pero pwede rin Japan kasi marami tayong ODA sa Japan.
Yeah. Tapos ito, more health sector.
Meron.
So ano ibig sabihin nun kaya,
Hindi ka narinig, nag-break up ka, Luchi.
Economic diplomacy. Basically, it means you get the best terms you can from...
Yung
health sector.
Yung health sector.
More health sector.
Okay.
Yeah. Ano kaya yun?
More health sector.
Siguro, for example, yung PCR testing and more hospitals, more health facilities. More health facilities kasi they're talking, di ba, they've been talking about the Philippines having only 100,000 beds available before COVID-19 hit.
And we have a number of Chinoy businessmen who are in the health sector, no? They own hospitals. Ano pa? Sige, tuloy mo, Ed.
Alternative fuel investments. I'm not sure exactly what this means. I suppose yung mga green fuels. Sustainable.
Fossil fuels.
They're asking for more support para mag-explore ng sustainable. Mr. Henry.
Although,
Can you hear us?
Mr. Henry, can you hear us now?
Good evening, sir. Hindi pa rin. Okay. Sige,
although curious yun, yung alternative fuel investments that comes at a curious time kasi ngayon super bagsak yung cost of fuel because of the oversupply. Walang demand eh. Nobody's flying around and nobody's using boats. So di ba, last week bumagsak to negative $37 dun sa West Texas yung tawag nilang futures contract. Bumagsak ng negative 37 per barrel.
Yes.
Hundreds of thousands of OFWs na may problema ngayon.
Pero mauubos ka agad yun. Mauubos ka agad yun. Lift yung mga quarantines.
Talaga napaka-optimistic mo. Sige, ano pa?
Are you ready to go flying around immediately after May 15?
No, of course not.
Yan ang problema. Yung mga nag-uwian nating OFW, maghahanap yan ng trabaho at saka itong mga negosyante nagsasabi, kami ang magbibigay dyan ng trabaho kaya tulungan nyo rin kami. Yun ang hinihingi nila sa gobyerno. So ano pa yung proposal na iba, Ed? Sige, tuloy mo na.
Well, in some union, I think yung 15 proposals can be compressed into these 4 or 5 major points. 5 major points. I suppose mga sub-points lang yung iba.
Ay sinabi naman ni Sunny Dominguez na Secretary of Finance na they're preparing tax incentives talaga and tax breaks para although kailangan din nila ng revenue ng gobyerno. Otherwise, saan manggagaling lahat ng tulong na yan? But anyway, they're trying to start
Ano mangyayari dun sa Ami? Ano mangyayari dun sa train 2? Di ba yun yung corporate? Diba?
Dapat hanapin natin si Carl Chua, kailangan, wala na pala siya sa Neda na pala siya. Kailangan si Sunny Dominguez, saka si Tony Lambino, tanong natin, ano na mangyayari doon. Di ba? Oo nga pala. No?
Alam mo, one more result people are asking right now. What happened to the deadline ng income tax? Diba that was moved to May 15? Tama, diba? Ngayon, May 15 yung
hindi na
yung May 15 yung deadline again.
Baka maging end of May na naman. Hindi naman kaya yan May 15. Paano? Naka-ECQ tayo. Sa GCQ, baka pwede na nilang umpisa. Sa GCQ, pwede na sila mangolekta, di ba? Anyway, some businesses are restarting. Yun ang problema. Walang pambayad yung mga nag-restart na business. Yan ba isang problema? Paano? Saka yung empleyado daw ng malalaking kumpanya, nangangailangan din ng tulong, sabi ng mga negosyante.
Yes, 400,000, sabi ni Joey Salceda, ang mawawalan ng
overseas workers, yeah. And you look at the 1.08 GDP.
Yes. Negative. Anong
Negative.
Yes, grabe.
Ang konsolasyon na lang natin the rest of the world is the same. Yun na lang ang konsolasyon natin. Kaya lang nakakaingit yung ibang bansa, nag-umpisa na mag-restart ng mga ng mga economy nila, yun ang nakakaingit, Tayo lang medyo sa bagay hindi naman tayo huli, meron na tayong GCQ areas na nagre-reopen na rin yung mga negosyo. Tayo na lang Metro Manila, yun ang problema. We're the center of business economic activities in the country at hirap pa rin tayo. Pero anyway, baka yung sabi ni Joey Concepcion, yung project art niya, 1 million na eh. Diba? Hanggang 1 million na yung testing kits na napoprocure nila. So baka naman pwedeng baka naman medyo hindi na tayo madagdagan. Ano bang balita mo, Ed, after May 15? Yung mga chismis pa rin ba na tatagal pa yung ECQ natin?
Parang wala na.
Nung una nga, akala ko, after last night's speech ng presidente, akala ko ilulusan niya ng kaunti yung ECQ eh. Kasi last night he was talking about modified, sabi niya, modified kasi ayoko magsiksikan kayo sa MRT. So, Metro Manila ata yan
Yun.
So I thought he was going to modify the ECQ.
Baka naman
pero wala pang word eh.
Baka yung transport ma-ease, Hindi, baka yung transport, if they're going to ease some businesses, baka pwede na yung light trail. Kahit dahan-dahan. Pero wala kayo.
So baka i-modify along the way.
Baka i-modify. Pero ECQ pa rin tayo. Yun ang, I don't think kaya. Sa tingin mo, Ed, kaya na ba natin? Kasi lahat ng mga briefing ng mga health officials, mukhang, well, I guess pag tinanong
it's easier for you to have health standards dun sa mass transport system kung limited lang yung sectors na pababalikin mo sa trabaho. I mean, if you only allow so many sectors to go to work, then you only have so many commuters. Diba? You can't have them all go in together and then you have congestion sa MRT.
So, commuter train siguro pwede. Di ba? Mabibilang yung mga Even the bus siguro, kung may random inspection ng mga bus, napipilitan sila mag-comply. Diba? Kung mapupasahan sila na pag nag-break ng quarantine, nag-break ng social distancing, baka pwede. Yun ang hinihintay ng mga worker natin na may masakyan sila. Diba?
Although honestly, ang sarap pag-motor sa EDSA ngayon.
No, but if you're a businessman, ang hirap mag-break even under the new normal, di ba?
Yeah. With GCQ.
car eh.
Yeah.
Tapos, kahit yung mga bus, biro mo ang konti ng pasahero mo, pero yung gasolina mo, pareho, di ba?
Pero sabi nila, kukunti lang daw yung di-deploy na bus. So, hindi naman at least may estimate ka kung ilan yung pasahero mo.
Well,
Diba?
kaya-
Makukuha na natin si Mr. Henry Lim Bon Liong. Makukuha naman natin siya, we're sorry about this, no? Talagang mahirap tong technology natin. We're expecting to have him in the next episode of The Chief. So Ed, pwede ka na siguro,
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so anyway, we've had several significant guests tonight, so I suppose we've had quite a lot of insights to carry tonight. So that will be all for this special discussion. We'll keep the conversation going. I'm at Lingao News.
I'm Amy Pamintuan of the Philippine Star.
And I'm Luchi Cruz-Valdes of News 5, and we are One News.